All right, everyone. Hello, good afternoon. How are you all doing? Can I hear more noise, please? I want the audience to be more energetic today because it's Design Meetup. Awesome. So I just want to understand the crowd here. How many of you are new to design? Like who are fresher students? Okay. And people who are already in design, experienced? Okay, great. And people who are from different industry, not from design? Wow. Okay, this is interesting. I didn't expect this. All right, awesome. We have a mix of all types of audience now. Okay, before we get started, I would like to help you all with the Wi-Fi credentials. The network is Geeky Ants Guest, and the password is Geeky Ants @guest 2023. Or you can also scan the QR code to get connected. All right. Please give me a thumbs up when you all are done. All done? Okay. Okay. Um, I'll firstly like to welcome you all to our first design meetup of 2025. And I'm so glad to see so many of you here. I know we are still expecting a lot of people to come in, and I will be your host for today. And firstly, I would like to thank everyone for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. I know it's a weekend. You have come. I heard few people have traveled as well, so I'm very happy about that. Also, I feel design meetups are great way to connect with people and share some ideas and meet new faces. So I would like to tell you that this is the best opportunity to make new connections. So make the best out of this meetup. And also we have an excellent line of speakers in this session, so please stay tuned for that. All right, now talking about today's theme, it is AI x human creativity. Let's be honest, as designers, I feel this topic is both exciting and a little scary too. How many of you agree on that? Okay. And I feel one thing that still remains uniquely human is our creative intuition, right? So we can't expect everything to be done by AI. Of course, humans have creative intuitions. We'll definitely use that. So now here we have a couple of speakers who will be talking about everything related to this theme, and you'll hear more stories, ideas, and experiences from the folks who are already doing some great job in design. All right, before we move on, a little bit about myself. I am Kavya Basavraj, who is working as a senior UI UX designer here at Geeky Ants. In the past few years, I have worked on a couple of design system projects and also the healthcare projects specifically. And few of you might remember me from last year's meetup. Is there anyone who's coming here for the design meetup second time? Like, okay, awesome. Yeah, last year I delivered a keynote speech, and this year I am hosting you all. I'm pretty excited about that. And like you can see, I am also very interested in making mandalas. That is what brings calm to my mind. So that's one thing. Apart from designing, I also enjoy hosting. All the artsy stuff like painting, sketching, and everything. Also, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, here is the QR code. You can scan, or you can, search. I go by the handle Kavya Basavraj. So let me introduce our company to you all. So for those of you who are new here, Geeky Ants is a design and development studio based right here in Bangalore. And we've worked with startups to enterprises across the globe, building digital products using modern tech like React, React Native, Flutter, and of course, AI. And we are a community driven company. We are community first company, so we love learning, building, and sharing knowledge. As a part of building community and helping the community, we also work on some amazing internal products. There are a couple of products that we've worked on, like GlueStack, which was formerly known as Native Base. This is an open source UI library. How many of you have heard about GlueStack or Native Base? Any of you, any idea? Sorry? Right. Yes, that is our own product. GlueStack is an upgrade to native base, which is a universal UI architecture. It is a flexible design and development toolkit that helps you build user-friendly mobile applications and responsive web apps in a easier way. And it also provides pre-built components and patterns optimized for both React and React Native. And they are super customizable. You can learn more about GlueStack at gluestack.io. And also we have another amazing product, which is Shaper. So to talk about Shaper, we have one of our designer, Daryna, who will be giving a quick demo in the second half. So these are the products that are part of our vision to help people build things faster and better. So apart from this, we also have worked with a ton of exciting client projects across fintech, healthcare, SaaS, and e-commerce, etc. So yeah, like I said, we love sharing ideas, and we are a community first company. So we love attending conferences and meetups, not just attending, we also host conferences and meetups. You can see a couple of pictures from our last year's meetups. You can see Web Summit meetup at Lisbon, and there is also healthcare meetup, and Jitex Dubai meetup, and also last year our design director Megha, she attended Figma Config, and you can see those last two pictures, and she got us some cool goodies as well. That was so sweet of her. And this was the recent meetup that we had. It is built with AI and React Native meetup at Nimhans. Also, there's one more in the month of July, so stay tuned for that. And this is powered by Geeky Ants, the Geek Conf. Last year it happened in Berlin, and it was a huge success. So this year we are organizing Geek Conf Mini in Bangalore. That is in the month of September. And the QR code you can see here is early bird discount. So if you scan this QR code, you're going to get some amazing discount. So interested people, please scan the QR code. I will keep the slide up for a few seconds. All right, can I move on? I still see people scanning. Okay, great. Um, Now, coming to the design team, since this is a design meetup, we are equally design team is equally active and passionate. We also conduct a lot of internal activities, and also we have hosted a lot of design system meetups, and that includes our last year's meetup, which is product design and market fit, like I already told you. And this was one of the internal activity that we conducted, like I guess last month. So we came up with this AI innovation challenge. It was super. I mean, it was great to see all the teammates come together, and they've come up with some really cool concepts. So the first team that you can see is final.psd. They had a really cool presentation. They gave us a demo on trying out different outfits, I mean, virtually, and accessories virtually. So this is basically about how AI can help enhance the shopping experience for the customers. So where AI can scan the user's body and provide some personalized recommendations. And the next team was innovators, and they addressed a real world problem with a smart AI powered meeting platform, which helps with a seamless collaboration between the development business teams. And this product can help make virtual discussions more actionable and efficient. And the last team that made up to the finals was Team Pixelate. So this team designed an AI-driven personalized personal finance app. It had the features like budget forecasting and an AI assistant, which helps the users to save more money efficiently. So that was very smart. And now this is our design team. Of course, this is a design meetup. I have to give a quick shout out to our designers. And I see the ex designers of Geekants as well. I'm like super happy to see you all. How are you all feeling? Excited? Who are here for Robin's talk? Awesome. If you're wondering who Robin is one of our designers. He's pretty famous. And yeah, these are a few pictures from our design team. The first picture is the AI meetup, AI innovation challenge that I was talking about. And the second picture was from the painting workshop that our very talented designer Smriti hosted. I think she's not here. And a couple of other pictures from Christmas celebration and some fun photo shoots. So yeah, we also host podcasts. Like we talk about topics like AR, VR, UX strategy, leadership in design, and accessibility in design. So you can find them all in our Geeky Ants YouTube channel. So please give it a watch if you haven't already, and also like, share, and subscribe to our Geeky Ants channel. And okay, here are a few, code of conducts. No hate or harsh comments. Let's keep it light. Be kind and respectful. Let's skip anything that is too strong or offensive. And don't be shy. Please talk to your fellow attendees and your speakers as well. You can catch them during the networking session. This is a perfect place to network. And if you've got any questions, please hang on to them. You can ask those questions during the networking session. Um, and why I say this is Q&As can go long. Let's not exceed more than 5 minutes on Q&As. And while the speaker is giving a talk, let's give them our full attention. All right? Deal? Cool. So just a few information. The restrooms are down the hallway, right behind you, and this is the design community QR code. If you are interested to join our design community, keep up with the latest updates, what's happening in our design community, please scan this code and you can jump in. And also we have the Geeky Ants LinkedIn ID here. Please follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get started. Um, I would like to call our keynote speaker on stage. Let's give it up for Sachin, please.
Okay. Hi guys. Little bit more energy. Can I expect? That's good. That's good. That's good. So as Kavya mentioned, today's topic we are talking about AI. So I'll be giving the keynote speak, and I'm going to explain like how AI and us are going to be partners in innovation, and how is it not going to replace us. So that is there, and then moving on. Right. Let's address the elephant in the room. So how many of you guys think that AI is going to replace us and it's going to take away our jobs? Any hands? Anyone? That's a great answer. That's good. Any other answers? Anyone? No? So everyone are like sure that AI is not going to eat your jobs and nobody is going to be jobless. Right. So we have the answer. AI is going to be replacing. Oh, sorry, that's accelerator, I guess. Yes. So AI is actually not going to replace us because AI and creativity are poles apart. So that can be mentioned. But still, how many of you feel that it will change the aspect of designing? Hands. Perfect. Yes. So it is going to change the aspect of designing. Not only the aspect, I would say it's going to be a new revelation in the design field. Not only design field for that matter. We have it for other fields as well. But in design, I feel like it's going to be much more incorporated as we progress into the future. A small description about me. I'm a UI UX designer at Geeky Ants. I've been designing for more than 3 years now. And when I'm not designing, you can find me in a ground playing cricket match. And just for context, my team is playing right now, so I think we can cheer for them. And along with that, I'm a traveler. I'm born and brought up in Mangalore. So any Mangalore faces? I don't see. Okay. Fine. So I love beaches. I love water bodies. So I like to travel to water bodies and beaches and all those stuff. So let's dive into the project. Let's dive into this segment. So I want to explain a storyline. So it was late 2022 and Spot just launched their storyline feature, which had a low engagement. But initially, when they thought about this feature and they marketed about this feature, most of the users were really interested, but it didn't get that level of attention it didn't get that level of engagement that the team was thinking they would get, because there was a challenge where reimaging how artists connect with the fans. So basically, the storylines, if people have not used Spotify, the storyline was a feature where it connected the user with the artist. It showed that how artists create songs, what are their backstories happening, and all. So that was a challenge for the team. And also to overcome this particular challenge, they decided to go ahead with a small design team with 6 of deadline before the release. So that was the scenario that the designers was facing. Let's explore what happened together. So the challenge was the team decided to experiment with an AI design tool. So how many of you guys think it's really good to go ahead and experiment with the AI tool? Because Spotify being a larger company feeding their internal data, feeding their brand guidelines to an AI, because AI, we all know, it uses to train their own models. So how many of you guys think this is a good decision that this Spotify application took on? See any hands? Nice. Yes. So yeah, so they went ahead with the AI design tool, and they got n number of opportunities and n number of design theories that they can experiment on, and it gave many opportunities for the designers to work on. Initially, the designers were really happy, but they discovered few issues with the AI design. The issues were like most of the designs that the AI prompted was not technically feasible. So the technical feasibility was not there, even though they had given a prompt where they had mentioned their brand guidelines and what exactly they wanted. Most of the solution that the AI generated, it was it was coming out of the blue, and it did not follow any brand guidelines or any of the such thing. So what do you guys think? So let's all put ourselves in the designer shoe, which we do better. So should they like abandon the AI approach? How many of you think like they should like just scrap out? Because just to mention, they had only 6 weeks of deadline. By the time they started experimenting with the AI, it became almost like they used 1.5 weeks. So they only have technically have 4 weeks to for the release. So how many of you guys think it's better for them, it would be better for them to like discard everything that the AI generated and go ahead with the typical design flow where they'll ideate and then wireframe and then visuals, prototype? Any of them? Nice, fine, that's good. So yes, so but the thing is, they came up with a solution. The solution was a human AI partnership. So the user, as a AI, it created a springboard for the solution provider. So they just took ideas from the AI tool that generated. They use it as a springboard and propagated it to the next level. So the solution that were created was more technical. It was more on the it was more technical, and it didn't have any empathy on it. So what they did was they implemented and they implemented the human emotion to the design that the AI created, and then came up with a solution. And also they extracted like interesting elements which they added the human understanding to it. And the designer Jordan, he spotted a potential waveform visualization. He came up that he knew that AI would be a next major thing that would be happening in the design team or in the design thing. So they created this particular solution. As a result, you can see there was 87% increase in the engagement. So the end users started using like the storyline feature more often. They interacted with it, and also they were able to connect with the uh, artist and let know the backstory of it. Also, there was 34% of growth in time with content. Also, there was higher rate of satisfaction for the artist, because for an artist, I believe whenever there is someone who's applauding for their work, it gives them a next level of satisfaction that okay, someone likes my art, so I have to like they get motivated to do more. So it gave that particular instance. And also the design team won an award as the UX design awards, and they were really happy about it. So let's so this was their AI story. So where do you see AI being most helpful in your work? So everyone here, I suppose, use AI in day-to-day life. So what do you guys think from a designer's perspective or from your field that AI helps me in this particular like in this particular field a most? Yeah, right. Exactly. Correct. Exactly. So that's a good answer. Anyone else? Yeah. Correct. Right. So inspiration is a really good word that we use in designing. It's a good one. Yep. Yeah, it does. It does. So yeah, that is one more thing. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah, it kind of builds what we are missing on like let's say if we want to do something better, I think we can use AI over there. So yeah, those are the things that AI helps. So basically, why can't AI replace us is because as designers we have that empathy in us. We know what the users need. We know what the basic market needs are. But AI, it lacks empathy and the ability to connect with real human emotions. I don't think AI is never ever going to do that. And also design, I feel it's not just about visuals. It's about solving a problem. I feel more connected to the UX because I like solving problems. If there is a huge, let's say there is a huge user flow that I have to reduce it to 3 clicks, which is of 12 clicks. I feel that is where the AI won't be able to connect with us, because it just gives you random inspirations. It gives you random thoughts that you can delete this, you can delete that. But from a designer's perspective, from a human's perspective, I know if I delete this, this will be impacting the business. So that is where I feel it lacks. and the innovation often also comes from breaking the rules. But AI, it has a fixed set of rules. As a designer, I like breaking rules, even though it's hard on developers, but I like breaking rules, thinking outside of the box. Majorly as a designer, I think outside the box to come up with solution which is more of helpful for the product. I think that is something AI lacks. I'm presenting the solution to be AI and humans. They can still work together for a ultimate user experience as well. How do that happen is we can use the AI as the AI generator, like an idea generator, as one of you guys mentioned. We can generate good ideas. We can work on ourselves, how Spotify made it. So we can work on it, give it a good human touch, and make it a better solution. And also we can use it as a AI tech support. So if we need any, like let's say I've designed two cards, I want some suggestion on which can be improvised. So we can use it as a technical support. And also AI can be used as an accelerator, where let's say we have a tight deadline and we need some rough sketches for wireframes, let's say, or else we need a storyboard to be created. I think we can use AI over there, and that will also like fasten up the process, as well as it will give us a more like visual idea on what exactly we're looking for. That is there. So let me introduce today's speakers. So we have Keerthi, who will be talking about reimaging the future of design system with AI. And we have Evangeline, who will be talking about human intuitions versus machine intelligence. Where do we draw the line? We have Vijay, who will be talking about from pixels to strategy, how designers can lead the next wave of product information. We have our Robin, who will be talking about designing for invisible user, rethinking experience in the age of AI agents. I'm actually looking forward for the invisible user. And we have Daryna, who will be talking about designing and coding with Shaper, which is an in-house tool. So yeah, that's about it. I would like to close out by quoting: the most powerful or creative force isn't just human or artificial intelligence, but it is the intelligence that emerges when both work together. So that's my time, guys. Thank you.
Sachin, can you hear me? Thank you so much, Sachin. That was a great way to start the meetup. And we have our first speaker, Vijayraj, who will be talking about
I can take that. Or do you want?
from pixels to strategy. Vijayraj, we would love to have you on stage.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vijayraj, and I'm here to talk about how designers can lead the next wave of product innovation. Before we begin, I want everybody to be very interactive in this session. I want you guys to participate, and along with me, try to explore how we are gonna, move and move towards how we can lead the next wave of product innovation. Sure. Yeah. All right. So a little bit about me. So who I am and what do I do? So I am Vijay Raj, and I've been working in the industry from past 7 years. And I started my journey as a developer. I did my graduation from MIT Manipal, And post that, I got an opportunity to be a global entrepreneur, and I had to go to Ukraine to do an internship. That's when I got to know what is UX design. I worked as a junior UX designer in a company there. So that's when I got to know, I started learning about what is Android guidelines, what is iOS guidelines, what is design. And that was my first breakthrough. And post that, I got another internship opportunity to work in Iceland, where I was able to, implement what I was able to study in Ukraine, and then build a couple of applications and design them. And post that, I came back to India, and in India, it's very hard to get a job with the without the quantity of experience, right? So I had very few months of experience. So I hope all of you will relate to that. After that, I was able to crack a job as a UX developer. Started work for a year, then moved to Cerner as a designer, then worked with Quantify, and now I'm at IBM Software Labs. So I'm working with Watson X Code Assistant right now. Something will be something on the similar lines what we'll be talking about today. So I guess you guys would have heard these tools a lot these days, right? Lovable, Bolt, Cursor. How many of you know what these tools are, or have you guys used any other similar tools? Yes, yes, right. Any other tools? You can just prompt GitHub Copilot. Nice. V0. Anybody has used V0? V0. Nice. So I guess you guys would be like, bombarded with a lot of these keywords on LinkedIn and other places, right? You guys are all seeing it. And with it, you guys would be also seeing those fancy videos where in one prompt websites are getting built. These are those AI editor tools. So I'll talk a little bit about uh, vibe coding, right? This is the terminology we are seeing right now. What do you guys think is vibe coding? Anybody who would like to take a shot at it? You can be wrong, right? It's okay. Like just take a shot. Yes. Anybody else? Sorry. Yes. Yes. Very accurate. So vibe coding is basically trying to talk with the AI, specifically large language models, and in a very natural language, and try to get some work done. That simple as that. So large language model means your Chat GPT, Anthropic, which is Cloud API, and your Gemini. So these are large language models. So I would like to give you an example of how I was able to build a Chrome extension. The last I coded was 7 years ago. I never touched code after that. So how I was able to build a Chrome extension in close to 4 hours, just 4 hours, without any knowledge. I don't know what is Chrome extension. I don't know how to build a Chrome extension. What is the structure? I at least knew that for a website you need HTML, JavaScript, CSS. But for Chrome extension, I didn't even know what it was. So how I was able to build it. So there's a three-step process which I sort of followed. One is curiosity, like you need to be curious about what you need to build, and you need to have good design instincts and use the right tools. So what did I do? So I started searching. So I had an idea, like you see a lot of cool fonts in a lot of websites, uh, and when you see them you would want to identify them and see what font is it. Can I use it in my PowerPoint presentation, or can I use it in my website which I'm building, or my Figma designs? So you're often like wanting to understand that, and the best way to do it is right click, inspect elements, and understand that. But us as designers, we are technically handicapped that way, right? So this was the idea I had. So what did I do? I just searched in Google key how to build a Chrome extension. I got to know some keywords, like there's a manifest JSON. So I use a tool like Lovable, like Vue. There's a tool called as Stray AI, which is built by the guys who built TikTok, ByteDance. So I use that tool to start communicating with it. So I asked, I want to build a Chrome extension. Can you set up an empty project? And then it was able to set me an empty project. And then from there, I started telling it, what do I want? How do I want it? And then started tweaking one, step by step. I failed a couple of times. Sometimes, you get up to an extent, up to like, it's like if you're building a chair, you build a chair, and by the time you try to add the cushion, it will break everything because sometimes it just goes and messes up everything. So I started you trying to save things, make a copy before I give a very strong prompt to make a lot of changes. So that was my journey. You can also check that out if you guys are interested how this tool is working. In your desktop, it will be much better. You would not be able to use this extension in mobile. So yeah, so you can just check that out. It also got featured by Google. So AI is so good, the code written was so good that even Google thought that this is a very well written code with a very good experience. And I had very little to do with it, to be very honest. So let's not just talk about it. Let's also understand what is prompting, right? Because a lot of people have made a very big deal about you need to know this about prompting, that about prompting. No, I don't think so. You just need to be able to know bare minimum English. If you're able to text me on WhatsApp, then you'll be able to from the AI as well. Think of the AI as your intern, a free intern working for you, and try to talk to it, right? So if I have to break down these steps to you guys, first is the most important thing is defining the outcome. What do you want? In our case, right, we wanted an extension, Chrome extension, to be able to identify fonts from any website. So that's what you want. So you tell that, then break it into steps. How do you want it? On a mouse click or on a mouse hover, do you want to inspect it? How do you want it? Then you break them into steps. Tell it like a baby, right? It's an intern, right? You tell it as an intern, like try to break them into steps. And to do this as well, you can use ChatGPT, Grok, or anything else to even break those steps into more detail. Then specify the requirements. What are the features you would like to have? Do you want a download option, font download option as well? Do you want a copy option? Sort of features. Describe the features you would like to see and iterate and refine, right? So once it gives you something, right, then you can change the colors. You can ask it to make the border radius different. You can ask it to interact in a different way. You can just try to fine tune it. Then ask for explanations. If you are not understanding anything, like the code structure it is doing, you don't know what a React project is, what is app.jsx, what is it, keep asking it. Keep asking what it means. Try to explain it to me like a 9-year-old. That's a very big, very good prompt I try to use whenever I use Grok or ChatGPT. Like if I'm not understanding anything which is very technical, I asked it to say, right, explain it like you are explaining a 9-year-old or a 12-year-old. And then it will try to break it down in very simple steps. So, like again, the question which even Sachin addressed, right? Will AI actually replace us? What do you guys think? No? That's a quite optimistic crowd. I mean, after GPT-4o, I have had nightmares that it will replace me, uh, right? Because we saw, I think everybody saw a lot of Ghibli images spammed into their Twitter and LinkedIn. But I think there was a lot more use cases which were very useful, which got hidden in the background of these Ghibli images. It is quite scary. What Relium is doing, if you guys know about Relium, how many of you have heard about Relium? One, two, yeah, good amount of people, right? It's quite like with prompt, it is generating all the low fidelity wireframes and it's quite accurate. And if I tried it with few prompts and it is quite accurate, right? It is quite scary for us as a designer because it is only gonna improve from here, right? There is no going back. It's only gonna improve, right? So what I feel is Relium, Relume, Relium.io. So how should designers actually respond to this rise of AI in the design field, right? There is a big call that we need to evolve as a person, right? Like how mobile came into the picture, once the mobile came into the picture, it was all a wow factor. Ki in mobile we can do so many things. We never imagined that we could touch and interact with a screen like that until iPhone 3 Keynote was there. But after that, it became bare minimum. Right now, it's in our pocket. We don't need radio. We don't need iPods, or we don't need anything else. It's just there with us. We don't need cameras as well. So I think AI will also become a bare minimum. If you start using it, that's going to be the base. Tomorrow, all the Gen Zs and future, you're going to see them use a lot more of AI. And if you no, if you're not going to use it, it's a big alarm right now. You have to start using it. So now the question is like, are we just going to talk about using it, or is there like a proper framework how designers can actually start adapting in their companies this AI? So I've tried to break it down in very simple way. Like I've tried to make a 5-step process for this. So how do we start? First is the cycle of democratized creation, right? So let's break it down and see what does it mean. First is trying to get access to the modern tools, right? Like Cursor, Bold, Lovable, whatever is apt for your company, try getting access to those tools. Maybe as a pilot program, try convincing your stakeholders, $20 a month, bare minimum investment. You can try to get that as an access. Then start doing rapid product development. What is rapid product development? It's more like you working as a UX engineer. You are not just now showing just blank prototypes in Figma. You're also showing the code. You are also making sure it is working like a real application. So you are working more now like a UX designer plus a UX engineer, something like that. So and then shift in design landscape. So you need to start adapting this as a process and define a process, and then adaptation is basically try to adapting that into your day-to-day life. The second thing is redefining the designer's role. So the main parts of this would be strategizing and execution. Strategizing is understanding the what and why factor, and execution would be the traditional design tasks, what you're going to do, but with the help of AI. So how should designers actually navigate this AI landscape? Okay, so you need to first address the concerns which are there, right? Tackle the fears, right? You don't be worried that it's going to just take your job or it's going to replace you. It's going to reduce the headcount. Address the actual concerns. Go into depth and see why exactly do you think it might replace you or it might reduce the headcount. Go into depth of it, and then highlight the abilities of AI. Do that pros cons and the star method and whatever like frameworks you can use to do that. Evaluate it, and then highlight those abilities and see where it can fit into your process. So to navigate the future of design, you would want to start adapting these emerging technologies. The ones you started getting access in the step one, right? Start adapting them, right? For example, if you have taken Cursor as a subscription, or you want to adapt it, start using it at the optimum level, right? Use Cursor rules, ensure starting to use GitHub integration, use Superbase or Firebase as a database, right? Try to improve, try to make it more optimum, the workflow. And continuous learning, right? Every week, the last 6 weeks, we have seen almost every week there has been some or the other update which has come as a disrupting update, right? You need to keep adapting yourself, evolving, updated, and keep learning, right? That's when you will be able to do better. And the third is innovation. How can you, leverage design and keep innovating into much better way? Like for example, the bento design grid has become so famous, right? We didn't see anything other than a Japanese concept before a year, but now after this, after framer becoming very famous, we see bento grids everywhere. So the last step is empowering designers to lead and innovate in collaborative environments. So One would be, getting the designer a seat at the table. What do I mean by getting a designer a seat at the table? Most companies right now are engineering led companies, at least in India. At least I'm talking about the startup ecosystem. We see a lot of startups being engineering led. So I think it should slightly start changing, that we need to get the seat at the table. It should be, in IBM we say three in a box. So it's basically having a designer, a product manager, and a developer sitting together and making decisions. So I think we as designers need to get that seat at the table. The second is the collaborative environments. Start advocating designers. Get your stakeholders, get your executives on calls, make them understand the importance of design and how the design investment can turn out the business, scale the business in much better way. And you can start doing this by, doing a co-create workshops, involving them into your process. Get the testers, get the developers, involve them into a workshop, make sure, they understand how designs get manufactured. They should not just feel that you are just drawing stuff, right? Most of them have that notion that you guys to just draw in Figma. How much time will it take? So involve them into your process and, co-create with them. So that's that. In conclusion, if you would have to take away from this, it's more like, it's innovation, strategy, technology, and leadership. These would be the important steps to summarize it. So, and thank you. I would like to stay connected with all of you guys. That's my LinkedIn. And yeah, I'm open for questions. I hope the talk was helpful for you guys.
Folks, any questions? Nobody?
Yes.
Okay.
Please start by introducing yourself and then question.
Hi, my name is Kiran, and I'm curious about AI because of my second master's, which I did recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, my question would be that you said you need to prompt the AI like it's a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
But then, like person like
Like
me,
an intern.
yeah, maybe, yeah, it's one of the ways. So when I do that, I technically have this hurdle of making it understand what the complex problem is, because I put it in very simple words and then it gives me very simple answers, which is not fruitful for me. And then I have to like complicate the words, use the jargons. How do you deal with the complex problems to simplify to get the right steps is my question.
Yeah. So I think a part of it would come from, you would probably need to start talking to the AI a lot more than directly jumping into the AI editor. I would say I would start doing this with ChatGPT. Okay. So how does actually the development process works, right? Generally, how does a developer develop something? There is a series of steps they do, right? They first get the idea without the designer, I'm saying. So they try to make the ER diagram or something like that. They get to that. There's a software development life cycle which goes through, right? So, and then they start developing stuff, right? There's a PRD, product requirement document, which is there. There is some tasks which are there. So you can try to talk to AI and get this product requirement document done, right? For your application. For example, let's say we take the example of developing this font spy application to be able to spy. So I will start talking to AI, ask it to say that make this as a product and give me a PRD, right? And it will give you the PRD, and make sure that you try to innovate there, try to get it. And you have to, a lot of times, human in the loop, HITL is one keyword a lot of machine learning folks use. That human is required. You need to probably go ahead and, edit few things as well to be able to see that. Once you do that, then you put that requirement, paste it into stuff like Lovable, AI editor like Lovable, and it is going to be able to generate a good base for you. And upon that, then you can start improvising from there.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Hello everyone, my name is Ajay and I'm a senior UX designer working in a health MNC. So Vijay, my question to you is basically how do you validate the data, or you can say the prompt, whatever you are giving to the AI is giving you the right, or you can say the utmost level of the output to you. Basically, how do you validate the outcome that is coming from the AI?
So example, what sort of validation are you asking for?
I mean, let's say, for an example of your Chrome extension only, right? You gave some kind of prompt to that one, and how you come up with, okay, so this is what exactly I was looking for, or this is how it will work. Is this the good coding approach that this AI is using or not, right? So, I mean, multiple aspects can be there to validate, but what could be an ideal process to validate the outcome of the AI? Being a designer, you can say.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Us as designers, we don't have that mindset to think like a developer, right? We don't understand a lot. Like one of the examples I was saying, in the React code, I don't know what is app.jsx or what how the structure is. Is it actually optimum way? Is it writing exceptions? Is it doing try catch blocks or not? I don't know. As a designer, I wouldn't know. I know some of those keywords because I did MCA, but I wouldn't, as a designer, I wouldn't know all these, right? So I think some of it, I think by experience you would gain it. You would have to be more and more curious about these things, right? The one of the steps which we talked about here, right? uh, Yeah, so ask for explanation, the fifth step, right? So you have to try to ask AI for explanation. And then there is a good chance that there is hallucination as well. There could be chances where AI is not answering you well, but the only way you can get to know as a designer to explore a subject which is completely foreign to you would be to try to prompt it in different uh, LLMs as well to see what is the average answer everything is giving you. So in short, to summarize it, it will be more like, you have to more and more interact with it, gain experience with it. That's when you'll get there. So start small. So like I started just with a font spy application. There's no database involved. There's no sign in. It's completely free. But if I would have started something where a database is required, where I have to store a lot of data, there's a sign in, it would have been more complex. So the second step would be then I would start exploring a project where I connect with the database, store something, have a sign-in feature, then something with a payment feature, connect with different APIs, right? So do it step by step. Don't directly jump into something which is very complex. Don't try to solve something very complex. Start with small, right? Like a lot of AI editors give you the first prompt as, right, build a snake game for me, right? So that'll get you to start using these tools, get familiar, then you can start using them, right? That's it.
There's one more question.
Hello. So actually, I was going to ask that I am a developer actually, but we
Mhm.
also use AI to generate some code and all. So is it a good practice to directly say the AI only that you create a good prompt for me so that I can ask AI directly?
I've done that as well. But
Yeah.
that's not the so it will generate prompts. So how I used to write was, I went the initial stages. I went to Grok. I said, write me a good prompt to get me a extension completed in Lovable. So this is what I wrote. It is going to write you a lot of details, but I think you should still pitch in, right? You should still pitch in and try to tweak it
Yeah.
a little bit more. And the best way is when you give a very long context to it, right? It usually fails. Right now, at least what I've seen is it usually fails.
The
But
existing AIs can fail.
yeah, so if you try to do it step by step, it's much easier, right? You get a base page done, layout done, and then you ask it to do, okay, let me have a hover action on top of this, let me have a gradient on top of this. So it becomes much easier, and you have a lot more control on what is actually coming on the UI. And I wouldn't recommend it for backend as well right now. I think it's pretty good with front end. cursor, and I think there's augment code which is trying to do good at backend as well. But right now, the experience I've heard from few of the friends who are implementing cursor in their organizations, they are messing up a lot of code because people just go ask it to fix some bug, and it's going to write at 5 other places and it's going to mess up. So it is quite difficult to deal with the backend stuff. Front end, I think I can still trust it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, if you still have any more questions, you can talk to Vijayraj in the networking session. Thank you so much, Vijayraj. That was an insightful session. And especially love the part when you talked about your experience, you shared your experience about building the Chrome extension. Can we hear a round of applause for him, please, again? Thank you. Next up, we have our very own designer, Evangeline, who will be talking about human intuition versus machine intelligence. Where do we draw the line? A big round of applause for Evangeline, please.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's this one is- Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope everybody is having their great time here at Geeky Hands. So, today my topic is human intuition versus machine intelligence in design, and where do the designers draw the line? So, this is pretty much the topic that we all know. It's a familiar topic, but still, I wanted to go ahead and take up the basic topic for and go in depth about it and to discuss about it. So before we start the presentation, I would like to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Evangeline. I'm a UI UX designer here at Keyans. So I am passionate about planting, and also I do sketching and painting. And joining as a designer was a quite amazing journey for me. I explored a lot of other fields before I became a designer. And once as I chose the designing, I couldn't think of anything, and I still can't think of anything better than designing. So, coming to designing, I'm currently exploring how AI can shape designers and also to make our workflow a little bit creative and also better. And I also believe designing is not just about design, it's also about understanding the user and which says empathy, and which should also include logic and curiosity for the users. So, this is my take on design. So let's get in. So as we discussed in last previous, as two last speakers said, Sachin and Virat. So what's the clash between the designers and AI? So what if I told you that AI could design an entire website in seconds? Would you trust it? Yes. I also saw a few nods. So there's yes and no. Can I assume that, right? Okay. Yes, I agree with you. Like, definitely, we will go ahead and say yes. There are also people, majorly designers would say no. I wouldn't agree if a website is going to, like, if AI is going to design the website in second. So yes, as few of you said, yes, it does create website fast and make it efficient, or because it also learns from the thousands of UI patterns, which makes AI to create website faster, and also can optimize the performance, accessibility, and also create according to the latest trends, because it is always in learning process. AI is not, AI is not going to rest. It's going to be working throughout the day 24/7, unlike humans. So they are catch up with the trends, and also AI also helps us in starting. It's a great starting point for MVPs, and also for the quick brainstorming, also for the iterations if we have. So also, there are audience, also the people who said no. I agree with you guys as well, because what about empathy, creativity, and experience? This is a question that we, the people who say, would ask, that what happens if AI create a website? What happens to the empathy, creativity, and the experience for the users? And if we are creating a user app, what about the flow? If we are missing out on any flow, or understanding accessibility through the flow. For example, not all users will be using the app as the same, because there are multiple type of users. So that is a take on this, but I do understand if we give the prompt to AI, which can even fix that bug. But I do understand that. But coming to the creativity, humans has an option to just go on with the creativity, and also explore various options. And when it comes to emotional resonance, and cultural content, and moral and ethical judgment, and vision beyond the data what we have fed to the AI is also by human. So I believe that both AI and humans, in this generation, or in this day, we say that it's not a fight between AI and the humans. It's a collaborative approach where both of them can collaborate, and enhance, and also uh, provide us with a better solutions. So as I was saying, design has always been a human driven principles, built on empathy, creativity, and experience. But AI tools, we take assistance from the AI tools. So here is what got us thinking, the relationship with AI. Are we using it as a tool, or we are considering them as a partners, or sorry, competitors? So I believe, over here, as I mentioned, that AI is a collaborative partner. We can prompt the AI to help us in enhancing our work in a better way. Also take an assistance from that, and also not treating them as a competitors. And so, is the question is, should designers fear AI or embrace it? It's an open question for the audience. What is your call on this? Embrace it. That's right. There was an initial debate that designers were, they all, I heard my co-designers also saying that AI is booming so fast that that we are lagging behind than the AI. Should we fear it? I'm scared about how AI is growing. But as now in the recent days, I feel we should all embrace the AI, and make use of it in a better way. So how many of us use AI tools in our design work? I guess most of us use AI tools. ChatGPT is one of our friend. We can say we're going to have it right in the next tab. We use it in case of anything, just for a cross check. So it's going to be uh, it's going to be a partner. So we all are using a AI tool in our day to day life. And do you think AI makes you faster or more creative? Yeah. It's going to make us work faster and efficiently. And about the creative sides, uh, it depends on the prompt you give, but however, as a human, you're still going to tweak around it and you're going to make it better and you're going to make it more creative. But you can always take assistance from AI to make your work faster. And do you feel threatened by AI? Yeah, why so? Right. Hmm, 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 right. I totally agree with you. As you said, that AI is working all 24 hours, and human need rest. Human brain need rest to be more creative. And my approach is that as I agree with you that we do feel threatened by AI, will it replace us or will it take the place of us? But I feel we can always have human side up, and we can enhance the creative and also use AI as a partner. So moving on, instead of competition with AI, you make use of AI in the collaborative approach. For example, in our designing, we can use AI for in the stage of research. We can use it for summarizing the latest trends. By what will be the human role over here will be to ask the right questions by asking the right prompt to the AI to summarize our trends. And when it comes to visual stage, the AI role can be to generate the drafts, but the human role can go ahead and curate and refine the designs. And for UX writing, AI can draft the options, but humans ensure the emotional alignment with the tone. And also coming to accessibility, AI can flag the issues wherever it's been lagging, and designers can fix it empathically. So there is on AI in design and the capabilities and tools. We have seen the Figma config, which happened last 2 days ago. They have launched five different. They have launched many updates, and also one of the update was Figma Make, where with the prompt you can. It's coming soon. They're going to. It's in the beta version, but it can help you create. I mean, it will help you design and code the website just by providing a prompt. And we know Framer, which designs the websites in seconds. And we use AI for generating pictures, illustrations, animations of everything. So as I was talking about Figma Make, so it's a AI driven platform where it converts. It's a prompt. When you provide a prompt, it creates the code, and you can use it for your designs. And also you don't have to like do it anything from scratch. You just have to provide a prompt and make the changes wherever required. So that's the Figma mix. So I would also like to address that my understanding towards the AI and humans is that the designers have the superpower of creativity, and also to, as Raj mentioned, it depends on our surrounding and also how we are the team that we are working, or all the culture that we follow. It depends on designer to design how they think about design. But as AI knows everything and it can perform better, but my approach to this is that you can take uh, by providing the right prompt, or by understanding what you really want, you can take what is really necessary from AI, and uh, you can use it and create your magic and creativity. So as I would like to say that the real magic isn't just in AI, it's with what we do with it. So I would like to also say that use AI to amplify your ideas and not to replace them. Machine intelligence is powerful, but the creativity has a soul. The future designs the future of designs is going definitely the future of design is going to be AI, but also the human stories, machine support, human stories, and human stories and creativity will definitely take its hand ahead. So my main topic of this presentation was that where do we draw the line in between machine intelligence and human. So my take on this is that there is in there the line isn't fixed, it's a flexible boundary. It's how you take it and how you approach it. So this is my take on this particular concept, and that's about it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for the wonderful talk, Evangeline. Guys, do you have any questions?
I was very much carried away with the word called intuition in your presentation. So I think that word, I would like to know more that how do you think this word is connecting to AI, and what is intuition playing a role in AI?
Yes. So coming to that, human intuition is that, for example, if we are designing anything, it's also about how you are intuitively thinking about that approach, how you are approaching to that particular concept. For example, as a human, I will uh, have a different type of emotions, and the other co-designers will have a different type of approach to that particular design. So as a AI will, we can definitely get multiple intuitions from AI, but as a human you will always get a different from at each different human. So that was my take on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Sanjay. I'm a product designer. Sometimes I feel like you mentioned that AI is a partner. So sometimes I feel like that AI doesn't take a stand, like it just blindly agreeing with everything. And sometimes I feel like AI is not for intelligence; it's just for artificially agreeing with everything. So if I, for example, if I tell it like I'm using a red color for this card, it just says, yeah, it's a good thought, like you can go with the red color. And if I said like, I feel like red color is like a danger, I go with the green color. It's just blindly agreeing with, oh, that's a nice catch. Like, let's go. So what do you think?
So answering to that, so as I said, AI is being fed with some some of the things which AI will be responding based on how. I'm so sorry. So I'll repeat your question if that's okay. So you're asking that how AI is better or it's equal to human is what you're saying. So you're saying that if you say AI that this car is red, it will say yes, it is red.
Not like
Is
that.
that
Like,
approach?
if I say like I'm designing a card design, I'm using a red color for this card. It will say that's a good decision. Just go with that, and it will give some explanation about that. And if I say like no, I'm not good with the red, I will go with the green, and it will say yeah, the red color is not nice. Like, you can use green. It's just blindly agreeing with everything without doesn't taking a honest opinion or taking stand for
Yeah,
it.
that's when the human intuition or the human creativity comes to the place. So you are only taking assistance from AI. AI can suggest you, but end of the day, as a human you have a right to choose, and you can take what is necessary for you and you can prompt accordingly. So you are only asking the AI what you need, but AI is also providing what you need. But if you prompt AI in such a way that what is your go on it, definitely AI is going to provide with the go that AI would like to. So that's when the human leads, and it's always in your hand. What is that you have to take from that particular tool that you're using?
Actually, you mentioned that AI as a partner. If it is meant as a partner, it should be right, not be nice to the users, right?
So AI is a collaborative partner. It's not going to replace you. The human brain is totally different from what AI is. As I was saying, you can only take what you need from AI. You are not going to, if you, as a human, it cannot do exactly what human does. It is only going to do the AI job, the machine job. But it again depends on what you're asking with AI and what is that you want to take from that particular tool. So that's my take.
Okay, we'll take one last question. We are running out of time. We have a networking session after this, so you can talk to her directly, okay?
So no question, just a comment. The AI that he was talking about was trained on a lot of data of a domesticated husband who was designed to agree with whatever is told to him. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much for the wonderful talk, Evangeline. It was very insightful. Guys, thank you. We have a 15 minutes break now. We all can come back here at 4:40. Is that fine? Go
Yes,
grab some
Sachin.
coffee, tea, talk to the people, new people, say hi, communicate. All right. I'll see you back at 4:40 here. Thank you again.
talk.
Awesome. So, welcome back, everyone. Let's get into the zone. We are going to start the second half of this session. We have Daryna, who will be giving us a quick demo of our very own product, Shaper. It is going to be an exciting talk. This is an exciting tool. So, the stage is all yours, Daryna. Can I have a big round of applause for Daryna, please?
Hello. Is there? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Daryna. I'm a designer at the Shaper team here at Geeky Ants. Today, I'll be talking about designing a future where code and creativity converge. Okay. So, like other speakers have also mentioned this, but how many of you have used the new Figma sites and Figma Make? Okay. So today, what I'm going to show you, it would probably blow your minds. Yeah. So the future of design tools, right? Uh, okay. So when I heard about the new Figma site and Figma Make, I thought like, is this the future of like design tools like Framer 2.0? Really? Maybe it is, but I hope it's not. Okay, and as designers, we face a lot of problems every day, say like time crunch, finding the right Jira card, where did it go? And one of those like huge problems that we face is handing off to developers, right? Handoffs. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you would relate to me when I say that in Figma, you've designed something amazing, it's pixel perfect, it's out of this world, it looks like Barbie. And then the dev handoffs happen. You give it to a developer, they code it, and when they bring it back, it's just Ken. Yeah. So that gap, I believe that is where creativity dies a little. So in design and development, this bridge in between, which is not a bridge, I think right now, there are two different silos. Um, when we design something and then we give it to a developer to code it and say we're not happy with that design, and then we ask them like, this is all right, but then can you move these 2 3 cars 2 pixels to the right so that it's visually balanced. uh, and this is something that we face every day. And as a designer who works with developers every day, I know that the same is also true for the other side. Say a developer, they have coded a website, they just made it responsive. You show it to the designer and they say, actually, you know what, move all these cars 2 pixels to the right. Yeah, they also die a little inside. Okay. So the current tools that we have uh, are are okay. They're split into two. They fall into two groups. One is AI tools where you prompt to code, and then they develop production grade code, like Lovable, Bold, and Replit, but they lack visual, intuitive editing. So it's made for product owners and developers, but not really for designers. And on the other hand, we have visual first tools like Framer, Figma, and Webflow. They provide great collaboration and visual editing and all, but the output isn't production grade code, right? So how do we fix this? Is there a way? The shift, I think it was started for designers at least. I think it was started by Figma when they introduced auto layouts, variables, and tokens. And this is the way product design, I think that this is why they blew up. This is the direction where product designing was going. But then that's where it stopped. After that, it is just Framer 2.0, maybe a 3.0 after that. And I don't believe this broken workflow is the future of design tools. So this is the current flow that we follow right now. We design in Figma, developers recreate it in code, and then we test it again if the design is perfect or not, and then comes all the feature adding and all these functionalities, right? So what if we could converge these two steps and your design is actually the code? And then you could test the design yourself, and then you can hand it off to the developers who will put the features side by side. And it's not a one-time handoff that you give the code to the developers and they'll make edits which you can never see in your lifetime. It's not like that. It should be a bi-directional flow. So we asked the question, what if there were no more handoffs? Just a few minutes. Yeah. So what if there were no more handoffs and designers and developers can work in one environment together collaboratively? So that's why we built Shaper. This was the vision behind Shaper. So I'm going to show you a website, which is the landing page of Shaper. And I created this website as a designer. Yep. And this is all made in our tool right here. So you can see that these are all individual components. And then you can even edit it from the right panel, just like how we do it. But the only difference is that we can see the code out here. I don't have anything to do with this, but it's good to know that we have it. Okay. And I'm going to show a small live demo here of how I created this and what is the difference between this and say other tools like Framer or Figma sites. And for that, I would like to invite on the stage Damini, who's a developer in the Shaper team.
Hi everyone, my name is Damini and I'm a developer from the Shaper team, and I'm here to demonstrate the future of collaboration between designers and developers. We'll show it. Let me just give me a minute. I'll just set this thing up and see everything.
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah. Okay, so I'll start by let's create a new page for this. So you can see that the header is already here. We can also scroll to the bottom and see that the footer is already here. I didn't do this. This was done by developers, I'll be honest.
So like the thing which you see in the middle is actually an iframe, which is rendering a live running Next.js application. So whatever changes Daryna will do through the right panel will also get reflected in the code also. Like all the visual changes will get reflected in the code. Daryna, why
Yeah.
don't you build something?
Yes. Okay. So for ease of use, let me just do this cool little thing. Oh,
You were in play mode.
yes. Okay. Let's copy this section to our new page. Okay, here it is. I'll remove these two. And then now it's aligned in the middle. I'll just align it at the top. Cool. Now I'm just going to remove these things because we don't need it. Let's remove the background and add a new background for this page. Let's say a baby blue like this. I'll also remove the buttons. Actually, I will add a new button here.
Yeah.
Just for this page. Here we have it. Let's style it now. What can we do? Let's give it a height because we know buttons should be at least 48. It's a big button. I'll give it a padding also. Let's turn it into an auto layout, which is flex. And then I'm going to center it. Cool. Now, let's give it a fill of our primary color, which is blue 500. I'll also change the typography to white. Looks good. And let's give it a full rounded radius. Nice. How does it look?
It looks pretty, but is there any functionality involved, like, or is it just a pretty design?
I mean, well, not now, but I don't know. I want something to happen when I click this button.
Oh, should I help you?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. Let me just go to my VS Code. So you created page 2, right?
Yes.
And yeah, I can see you added a button here.
Yeah.
Maybe on click of that button, let's show a dialog.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just import Shatzian dialog.
Shatzian.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. And let's just show dialog and set show dialog. Okay. Use state and false initially. And we need to import use state. I'll just copy this code since we are running short on time, and I'll just paste it here. Okay.
Yeah.
And here on click of this button, dialog as true. I'm done with the changes. Maybe you can check if it's working.
Okay.
Can you
Cool
check,
stuff.
please?
I don't understand any of it, but I hope it works.
I'm hoping it works.
Boom. Oh,
it is working.
Okay. So bidirectional thing, guys. This is the future of design tools. When a developer edits the code, it should reflect in your design. It shouldn't be a one-way flow that you've exported the code and you never see it again. And then if you need to make design changes, you shouldn't have to export that same old code, which a developer has not worked on. So yeah, this is Shaper.
So
And
with Shaper, we are providing like a common platform where both designers and developers can come together and build products from scratch with AI too. Like we can give initial prompt if you want the AI to generate some initial screens, and then you can make changes, and it will be bidirectional. So no more
Handoffs. Yes.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
Yeah. So you can visit our website and join the waitlist. We are going live publicly next month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the super cool demo. It was really fun. I am sure people will be interested to know more about it.
Yes.
So Daryna will be here and she'll be happy to walk you through the tool. So yeah, let's hear it for Daryna and Damini, please. Okay, there's one question. Let's take it.
Hi, thank you for the great presentation.
Yeah.
It was, the idea is really nice. So, but then like if you are a designer, like you designed that button, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the code directly went into VS Code.
Yeah.
But then I think the developer will be very paranoid and frustrated. Something got committed into my code and messed up, right?
It's true.
How will they get to know? Is there like a Git like branch or something like they get to approve it?
We have a Git integration feature, guys. So on the right panel, there will be most probably a button to push the changes, which will raise a PR, and that PR will be reviewed by. But then only he can merge
So
that.
it's a general developer process where you approve the PR,
Yes,
it will
yes,
merge,
yes.
and then only you can do.
Yes.
And
Then
you
the designer would have to adapt a little bit to Git as well,
would
or
they?
no?
I think what we're trying to do is actually change the conversation between a designer and a developer. So now what is happening is we explain the Figma design to them, and that eats up a lot of time. So instead, if we have the code in hand, then they can discuss on that instead. Like, what I've done, is this like, correct code or and stuff like that. And also, like, I know a lot of people would have the question that you had. But then again, when we like developers were starting out as newbies, if they were afraid, oh, is my code going to break? I don't think they would have achieved new heights. So we made the process reversible. So if there is any mistake, you can go back to it.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Sanket, do you have anything to add?
Tokens. So it comes with a design system. You don't need to build a design system. And you have all those like primary colors, spacing padding that you might have seen, like we did H-12, which equates to 48 pixels. And so it's the first pre-thought that we have given in terms of like tokens and design system. And it's not an afterthought. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sanket. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
you have a question? Okay.
Great presentation. So I wanted to ask something. We as developers, we have a lot of design practices in place. And by design practices, I mean the folder structure where we keep our components and stuff like that. So let's say we create a button, right? Now, is there any design pattern or probably a design principle that you guys follow so that that button can be reusable? And probably, I mean, it's just an example, but do you have something like that?
So the button that she added was actually an HTML button. We also have Shadcn components. So as she adds that to the artboard, she'll get the editors to edit the variants and all, variants and colors and typography, everything regarding that component.
Okay.
So all those components are reusable. Yeah. So
And
it
can
will get
we-
reflected, like wherever that button is getting used,
Mhm.
it will get reflected everywhere.
So we can create different components and then use it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Guys, if you still have any questions, please feel free to reach out to them in the networking session, all right? Now we have Keerthi, who is going to talk about the topic that I personally like. It's about reimagining the future of design systems with AI. Let's give it up for Keerthi, please.
on. Hello. Hello. Okay. Hi everyone. Good to see you all together. And first of all, I appreciate all of you to be here, especially in the weekend for a design event. Literally, I give a very big hands up for all of you. And okay, I am Keerthi. I'm a product designer and specialized in design system. Uh, Literally, I spent lots of years in the design system. And I'm an award young jury since 2021, and recently I got an award for my own website. And if you see my website in the web now, it's not hosted; it's unhosted for some other reasons. But I will be back with my own new portfolio again. And okay, first of all, I have a very good question for all of you. How many of you heard about the word design system? That's a very good count. I'm really super happy to see that. Okay, so design system, okay, whoever not aware about the word design system, that's completely fine. This is actually a system that help to maintain a product in a more consistent experience. And at the same time, what's about the designers and developers? So actually, it make the work easy for designers and developers as well, not to do the repetitive task, starting everything from the scratch. It will not happen anyway if you have design system. So, and so what about AI is happening in the design system? Okay, as a designer, as a developer. So before I have one more question, how many of you using the design system? Good count. How many of you creating the design system? Okay, good count. I think whoever creating the design system, that's the person using it, I guess. Okay, as from the user side of the design system, they feel it's a helping tool. They can make their own work easy in their day-to-day life. But if you ever think about what about the creator of the design system, so their life is typically very tedious. You can't imagine because they have to move every single pixels every time. They have to maintain a lot because if they make any changes, it will affect your designs, your code, and everything. So they need to be conscious a lot. So that kind of they maybe feel like they are in the high pressure, under high pressure. So we would like to make their job easy. That's where AI will play in the design system. So, but before dive in, so what's about their story of design system today? I know there will be always love story and hate story in the story. I mean, especially in the design system. So, love side, it's feel like it will save lots of time. We can focus on our primary work. Even our work get wrap up yearly. We can go out anywhere, right? But if it is, what's about the hate story? Every team have a design system, but no one use it most of the time. They will try to ignore because many reasons will be there. I can't able to list. It's a very long list. And there will be always, how many of you create button as a component as your first creating the design system? Good. I know. Button is the targeting component and we always corner the button. And I know in many of the design system buttons have a more and more variants. Like we can't imagine. We would like to explore a lot, but no one knows which button needs to be where and which button we need to use as well. And at the same time, the maintenance rates, it's hell. And if it is a very big organization, for example, it's very hard to understand who is taking care of which thing. It's very unclear most of the time. And I know designers and developers are always be like a lovable couple, but they didn't speak the same language. They are like oil and water. They feel like together, but they are not together. So, and most of the time, we want to be updated as a person, as a designer, as a developer. So, we want our design system needs to be updated. But what happen if you want to update something? We have to spend lots of time for that. Like literally, it's more than 5 hours. It's depend on the component complexity. I agree with you, but it will happen. So, whatever the things I personally feel, whenever I would like to change something in the design system, especially any little style or little component, it always feel like a whack-a-mole game. Like if I solve something, it will arise two, three things. If I solve that two, three things, it will again raise another 5 to 10 things. So it's feel like a kind of a very nightmare. So what if we have higher AI in our design system team? Please have a seat for the AI in our design system team. So let's imagine as a design system designer, like I literally do lots of things manually, like naming tokens, writing docs, pull request, reviewing, and managing design system versioning steps, creating component variants, casting consistency, ensuring that steps, and manual accessibility check. It's like a very small list I gave you, but it's actually a very big list in the reality. So if AI come into this picture, so it will actually automate many steps. It's like a assistive person for us. We can imagine it's like AI suggests some good names for our name, not a good name. It's kind of a naming structure. It will suggest for our tokens, and it will generate docs. It will do all these things. Like it will automate everything. But are we really ready for the AI in the design system? Do you guys think where are we in the design system as per the perspective of AI? Where are we? Correct. We are in the stone age. Literally, we are in the stage of not exploring anything in the design system because we see Figma, many tools exploring lot to generate a design, but no one is there to maintain a design system, or no one is should have a try to make things easier in the perspective of design system as from the AI side. So I think there is a tool called Supernova. And recently, 2024, they conducted a survey about is the organizations are ready for the AI, especially introducing it into the design system. So most of the organization, around 53%, said we are not ready. How we can able to be ready, because already system is too complex. So if AI come into the picture, it will be even more complex, right? So but what's the cause behind that? Why they didn't feel they can't adapt to the AI into the design system? So there are the major four concerns. First thing would be security and the privacy concerns is the top percentage. Second thing will be lack of awareness. I also agree, because initially when I heard about AI in many places, I also feel okay, what is this going to happen in the design system? I also doesn't have any aware about that at the time, and most of the time less skilled person and budget constraints. Okay, but still we have 47% to get have a hope, to have an interest and curious to work on the design system, especially from AI side. So in that report, they said these are the four categories still that 47% of people would like to explore on that. First thing will be documentation, content generation, and personalization. It's because most of the people feel very tedious when creating document or maintaining anything, and design consistency and validation, then automated component generation and design to code generation, and finally accessibility optimization. These are the steps we are doing it a regular basis. Like if you are going into the YouTube and search for the design system, no one tell what is actually the design system. Always you will get ended up with how to create a component with a different type of variants. So okay, let's come into this thing. Okay, what's about designers and AI into the design system? So, how many of you heard about this tool Motif? Good. Good number. Good number. I also would like to feel bad for Figma for this, because most of the people would expect Figma would be here to adapt that AI related stuff, but somehow Motif get this place because this is the very first tool exploring the AI stuff for the design system side. So it's actually do three main things. First thing will be it will create the entire design system for you, and second thing will be maintenance. Third thing will be the consistency checker kind of the way. So I think I don't want to spend lots of time on speaking. So let's get into the demo. Uh, okay. Okay, screen is visible. So if you see in this page, okay, I am sure, pretty sure it's feel like a Figma, but it's Motif actually. So I actually imported a set of pages, like maybe you can see it as a Telegram design actually, full of all the chat screens and everything. If you see anything, there is no kind of any styles are applied, nothing is applied. It's like when we start to explore any designs in the early stage, we should not focus on the design system or anything. We should focus on the choosing the colors, I mean solving the problems. We will pretty focus on the user flows only. So after we get into some shapes, what we need is design system, right? So here is the flow. What we need to do was, it will help you. First thing is, okay, I have a design, I need a design system. I am not going to spend much time. So just there are three options. First thing, we don't have design system, so first create the design system. So when I click AI design system creator, so it will show what file you would like to create I mean which file you need to recognize, and then you need to create a design system. So I chose, I need a design system for Telegram UI screen to scan and get the design system for that. So it will take some time. So I already did this recognizing stuff. So what it will actually generate was, it's literally insane, I feel, because it's a kind of a recognition results. Like it will show what are the all the different colors, what are the all the different typographics. One second. Typographic, effects, icons, whatever the we see like chat icons, everything it will get. It's literally like a interface inventory you can get. Like it will scan your entire file and segregate based on the categories like colors, typography, batches, list, tabs, tags, different set of things. So here we will have a question. We don't have a clarity, right? For example, if we take this particular pop-up, we don't know where we used, because maybe if in case more than three designers worked in the particular design, we don't know where that pop-up is used, right? So it will show you how many times it's used in your system. I mean in your design, it will show. It's like it shows as of now it's only one time. So if I click this search bar, it will show you where it is actually used. So this is actually a very great starting point, because as a design system designer, like most of the time we will spend lots of time on auditing the entire product. So it will actually save that time. It will audit the entire system, and it will give you the entire interface inventory stuff. So this will help to get started with the design system. And one more thing, it will not create any component or styles. It will only display you all of the possibilities and everything. It will give you full power to you. I think they have the mindset like AI should not take over all the steps. Decision should be taken by human, and designers, developers, we can consider. So first thing was done, like we have an interface inventory. After, if in case we created a design system based on that, next thing will be maintenance, right? So, but I can't able to demo the maintenance here, but instead, I will show you the video how it will looks when it comes to maintenance. One second, create. Yeah, here is the maintenance. So, and I have to tell the reason why I can't able to show the demo was, it's actually in the paid version. You can't able to create a design system and publish it until you have the paid version. That's why without design system, I can't able to maintain a design system. That's why I will show it as a clip of video. So this is the design system maintainer. That's the second option it will show. So once they chose this AI design system maintainer, we need to choose what are the files we need to maintain, and it will start to recognize, and it will tell you what are the different components apart from our current design system we have, like new component found and current design system. It will give you the entire picture of every single component, what we have, what we are come up with the new things in the designs. And the last thing will be the consistency check. So this is also a kind of a audit, but we can't able to do it very regularly. For example, after we done with the feature work, we can't able to find, okay, how many styles or component they are properly used from the design system or not currently. They have some plugins, I agree, in Figma we have some plugins, but we don't have any native support for that. So here they are introduced with the tool called AI consistency checker. So once you run it, it will show you what are the different things we are not still yet used with this, the styles. So what it will do was, it will not only it will show you the um, kind of the styles you missed only, it will show you the way as well. You can replace the styles as well. So it will not ended up within your wrong lane or something. It will help you as well. So you can change the color, and it will replace. There is a replace all button if you notice. So it will replace in all other places. So I can hear your voice from your mind. We are the user of Figma. We can't able to move into the motif. For that, I have another solution as well. What if ChatGPT plus design system? We should explore. We should conduct an experiment on behalf of ChatGPT, because moving from Figma to motif, sometimes, not sometimes, many times it's not possible. So, okay. I actually recently encountered with a problem in the design system. We actually rebrand the entire product. So we want a new color palette. At that time, every color palette tool have their own formula, own strategies, everything. So we would like to follow our own strategy. Like if we, for example, if I selected one particular color, I need to get a set of palettes from the light shade to dark shade. It's in the strategy of like placing a 10%, 20% opacity of white colors to get the light shade. And I need to place the black color 10%, 20%, 30% opacity to get the dark shade. So this is my color palette strategy. So I can't able to find a tool for that. So why not we create a tool with the ChatGPT? We can. So this is the prompt. Oh, one second. Sorry. This is the prompt. Actually, I give it to that. Like I would like to create a color generator tool. Like I choose some Xcode. It because it's a tool, right? It needs to have a input as a text as well, and I need to give the color as well, because every time I can't able to go to the Figma and search the Xcode and give it here. Sometimes I need to explore, right? So this is our own place. We can do whatever we want. So whatever the things I want, I will give it as a prompt here. So this is what I get it from there. So as of now, for example, if this is my primary color, maybe, then if I generate it, it will give all the hex code for light shade and dark shade. And at the same time, I'm prompted like I need to know the contrast value as well. And at the same time, I need to give the name as well, 100 to 900, everything. So eventually we can explore it even more and make it even more user friendly as well. But this is just a kind of a exploration we can consider. So the second thing, typography generator. It's kind of, I need a tool like it will uh, show. One second. Um, I need to refresh. Okay. Okay. I need a tool like I can able to choose different kind of typography. I mean, sorry, font, and or I can able to give my custom font. But I need to see the different scale of the font. Maybe sometimes I mostly use 4 pixel modular stuff. For example, I would like to see how it will be look for the open sans. I can immediately see how it is look, and at the same time, I can able to see the sample as well. So it's like I prompted here. I would like to build a typography generator tool. It should support 4 pixel grid system. I know most of the people are 8 pixel, but I am the fan of 4 pixel. And the input field I need to give, I can able to support both the things, like from the open source thing as well, and I can able to choose the file as well. For example, if I chose a custom font, still I can able to see the different kind of font size and I mean line height, everything. It will show all of these things. So this is another exploration that we can do. Like this is typically kind of a person you can consider. You can tell the ChatGPT, him or her, whatever you feel. You can tell them like I need this kind of a support in my tools. I need this kind of the steps. You can add step by step. If you are giving all the things at one together, it may miss some features. But if you give it by step, it will gradually give you a output that what you are imagining in your mind. So the final thing will be the documentation. As a designer, if you are creating a documentation, it's not only for designer actually, it's for developers as well. But if you see from the developer side, they are creating documentation only for themselves, selfish. Designers, we need to create a documentation both for designers, developers, and at the same time other PMs, everyone. So it's feel like such a overwhelming process. And sometimes I feel inspired, like why not material design have a very good documentation, right? Why don't we have a same kind of a structure? So at that time I will give a kind of, okay, this is a very long prompt, ignore it. Once again, yeah, I will tell ChatGPT like I would like to give you a component name. You need to give a rough guidance. It's exactly look like a material design kind of the way. Even if you have a own documentation from the developer side, you can feed that documentation also to do. I mean to the ChatGPT. At least it will recognize some of the style of your some of your organization style writing. So just for content adaptation, you may consider, but this is just a starting point. You can explore in the different way. It will, as like in the material design, it will give you design token reference, anatomy, layout variation, states, spec guideline, accessibility, component API stuff. Actually, it will give you with the rough information. If I feed ChatGPT with the real information, it's feel like a real documentation kind of the way. So as a designer, it's better to start with something instead of blank canvas. So this is from designer side. I know from design side we are still way back in exploring AI inside of I mean in the perspective of design system. I will tell you. I mean in the end, I will give you a list of things what we can able to explore in the design system. So the next thing, developer and AI in the design system. I know most of the people will think design system is only for designers. I don't know, maybe design system have the name in front, design only. That's maybe the reason, I don't know. But it's actually the combo of both people. Without developers, design system is just another UI library in your Figma. So first thing, so these are all I'm going to show. I think around 5 to 6 kind of things that developer can explore. It's a kind of a POC or research finding you may consider from the Bradford. Bradford is a founder of atomic design. Most of the people know. How many of you aware about atomic design or hear about? Good. Bradford have a very good fans, I guess. So first thing, so he actually come up with the 6 POC kind of research finding from his own thing. Because I'm a designer, I don't know that much of coding, so I am getting that research finding from that person. So this is component code generation first thing. So basically, for a developers, everyone creating the button, everyone is going to create the input field, text field. That behavior is not going to change anymore. But still, we are keep doing it regularly. For especially for the developers, it's feel very tedious one and not a recommended one. So it will actually automate everything. They are just right. I think okay. just leave the demo, but they are just actually give a command only in the terminal, so it will generate actually the component code for them. So it will help to get started with them instead of doing everything from the scratch. It will give a rough component. So on the top, they will do other changes like styles or some other behavior or interaction. They will do that. The next thing is the component translation. It's like write once, deploy anywhere. Component translation is typically like initially development team decided like, okay, we will start to work on the lit element kind of the field. But later, some of the constraints came into them. Sometimes they need to translate every code into React, for example, something. So it's a very manual process and it's a very time taking as well. So if we use AI for that, it's like they will give some kind of a command for that, and it will automatically generate all the components from lit element to React component. It's just an instance, lit element to React component, but we can do it with anything. But one more disclaimer, this is just a POC kind of thing from the atomic design, but they didn't reveal about how they did it, what AI agent they used, any information they didn't reveal. I think we should wait for that until we will get that information. So initially it's in the lit element. After they do this particular stuff, they all the component will change it into the React component, and then the component testing and QA. Okay, I know unit testing is a very boring process because we need to write every single steps. Like if I click the accordion, did it open or not? That much level of small things we have to address. But in the very fast-paced environment of every single company, it's very difficult to follow that unit testing. So why we need to do the unit testing? Let's give it to the AI. So it will do all the complete unit testing stuff for every single component. So literally they are writing like, one second, it will ask you, would you like to write a test for it? They give it's like a batch. So it will generate a test for the batch component. One second, I think that is loading for them as well. Writing batch test.ts. Okay, test.ts is generated. So see, this unit testing code was generated for that. And then accessibility review. I see design system is the great place for the accessibility, because if you want to push the accessibility into our product, I recommend a design system is the only way, because that is connected to the every place in the product. So in this concept, I mean in this context, like a accessibility review, initially we will do it in the very manual way, or we have some plugins or kind of any extensions will be there to do that accessibility review, but still it will produce only what are the faults you made in your product, like you didn't pause this particular thing, this color is not work, or this is not visible, kind of the way only. But this particular AI they explored is, it not only show you the pass versus fail checklist, it's beyond that. It will show you like what you can take the steps for that. For example, it doesn't pass the color like AI. Okay, this is a universal example, I agree, but it will show you this contrast. If you cross, then you will get this particular check mark, kind of the way it will tell you as well. And then, okay, did you guess what it is? Nobody like authoring it and nobody like reading it as well. Correct, documentation. No one would like to write it, no one would like to read it, but somehow we need it. No other way. So it's a very important thing for a design system success. Did you have this experience before? Like we actually created the design system, but after 2 months, 3 months, we actually forgot how we build that system. Correct. We how we structure it, and we completely forgot. Even yeah, it's approved for both. I agree. It's for designers and developers as well. Both will forget everything. As a creator, we forgot everything. Then think about the user, how they will remember the behavior of everything. They also should definitely forget. That's why documentation will be there. Okay, this is what we did, kind of the way we can remember when we see it, and we can maintain it as well. Okay, that's a definitions of documentation we can consider. But let's dive into this context. So this is what actually do was, one second, they will type one particular thing here. Yeah. Yeah, it will ask like what kind of web component you want to generate a documentation for. Once they give what kind of component, for example, batch, it will generate a documentation for the batch component. They just need to give a input only. I know from the development side only the AI is doing very well for the design system. It's in the next level explorations, everything, whatever we see in the past four things. So finally, we would like to know what are the different type of wish list we have for AI in perspective of design system. So we saw some of the exploration, like whatever we have in the internet, whatever we have in the organization, everything. But we should know what are the things we can able to explore in the future. First thing will be smart component suggestion engine that we can try, and pattern recognition from live product. Pattern. How many of you hear about the pattern in design system? Good. Anybody else? Good. Good. That's okay. If you are not here about as well, that's completely fine. Pattern is the next stage of components. Maybe you can consider it's like um, a repetitive problem coming happening again and again throughout the product. So you will set up a solution for that particular thing. So that is actually the pattern. So for example, if Figma release any new feature or something, if you are wake up in the morning and open the Figma, first thing it will show a model view, right? It's a pattern. So like whenever they release feature, it's like a model view it will give and tell about all the release whatever they did. And once you are enter into that particular canvas, somewhere pop-up is arising, it will disturb us. It's actually the another pattern. So whenever anything introduced in the tool new, so they will give you a tour of that. So that is also a pattern, that is pattern. So this is we need to manually go through the entire product and find the pattern. So that's where we need to come up with the pattern recognition kind of a way for the live product. And the third thing will be AI suggests new component based on the usage trend. That is also the good way. For example, in your Figma design, like if you are doing different kind of design, but somehow unconsciously we will use some particular design again and again, but it's not in the design system. So it will help you to give you the component suggestion. See, to the design system team, maybe see this is the design repeatedly designers are using. You are a shitty guy, you didn't create the component for this yet. You need to create it for that way, it will tell you. And then pattern usage analytics, like this is the another way from the patterns. Once it's recognized from that, how many times we okay consider it as a pattern, we should need to track, right? This pattern is still using in everywhere or not. So that usage analytics also will get. And token sync bot across platform, and Dave handoff bot, design to code specs. I think we have something for design to code spec as of now, but it needs to be eventually in better way as well. And then governance bot, I think this is the much needed one. As per the maintenance side, we need to do it everything manually. So we need a bot for that. I mean, bot for that to flag what are the things inconsistent throughout the product, and alert for the outdated docs are coming. I think this is most designers and developers will write, because we will use the outdated component. Then laterly in the design review or something, then only we came to know, oh, this is not the latest design. You need to update kind of the way. So if there is a alert for that, that will save our life. So suggestion deprecated based on the usage. This is also the another way. We will create the design system and let it be like, okay, we I know we are once we created a different set of components, we are not in the favor of deprecating the component, but somehow that's why we did not keep track of the deprecation as well. Mostly we will keep track of like what is the component most used. We need to revamp that particular experience kind of the way only we will see. But we should keep eye on the deprecation as well, but we can't. That's why we need a suggestion for the deprecations as well, and feedback summarize for the design system task. So many people will talk about hours and hours in the Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, anything, but in the end we can't able to make anything everything whatever we discussed as into the task for the design system. So it's kind of a thing. It will summarize your conversation and will convert into the design system task. I think this we can do with the FigJam as well. Once we get the set of content from our meet links or something, we will give it into the FigJam and it will give convert into a Jira tickets, everything. But still we can improvise the experience. That's what I'm trying to tell here. And accessibility and performance added, as like I earlier mentioned. Color and contrast, I think most people hear about the color contrast and the alt text checker. And finally, legal or compliance board. It's more related to the accessibility because different countries have a different kind of accessibility compliances for them, but no one knows what's the actual accessibility compliance for their own country or own system and everything. So we need a bot for that. Yeah, finally. Thank you. I think now everyone feels relaxed. Okay, finally this session ends. and and whoever want to connect further related to design system, please scan the URL. It's just a LinkedIn ID of me. And I would like to mention one more thing. I'm a founder of D4 Design System as well. It's a dedicated community for the design system, because as of now in India, we don't have a dedicated community for the design system. So we actually conducted one in-person event in the Chennai recently and another one as a online. So it's like both focused on the designers and developers, product manager, whoever you are. If you are interested in the design system, if you want to explore in the design system, please have a look on into the D4 design system as well. And we have a plan to conduct an event June first week for dedicatedly for the design system. So please have a look on it. And oh, sorry, if you guys scan it, let me know. Whoever have a question, feel free to ask.
Guys, sorry, we are running short of time. We'll take the questions in the networking session because we were supposed to be done by this time. We'll take the questions
no
in the
problem.
networking
Fine,
session. Yeah?
that's fine.
And thank you so much. It was a very insightful session. Talk about design system.
Yeah.
All right, guys, can we have a round of applause for Keerthi? All right, guys, now we are down with our last talk of the session, and it's our very own designer, Robin. Let's hear it for Robin, please. Can we make more noise for Robin? The stage is all yours, Robin. Kill it.
The level of hype is, I'm pretty scared now. Yeah. Cool. I think the first slide was the spoiler itself. Yeah. So my name is Robin. Before we go on to the specifics, and I'm sure you guys are already exhausted, and I won't take your time much. And I will be talking about designing for the invisible user, right? So about me, I work as a designer at Geeky Ants, and I am interested like a lot of people have some crazy interest like being a dog parent and all. I am very simple in that sense. I just love cinema, and I play a lot of, not a lot of sports, just one or two. And yeah, please don't go with the hype that they created. Yeah. So who is the invisible user that we see? What is the invisible user that anything, it could be like, I want your opinion or understanding on it. Okay, it seems that I'm too loud. Yeah. What do you think? Who is the invisible user according to you? Yes, yes. Guest user. Okay, but that is a human person only, right? Okay, okay. Coming to the thing. So the next user might be the AI itself. Or one of our questions in one of the previous sessions were when I'm typing red input, it just shows me red input. But if I say I like green, it shows it agrees with me. So somewhere the AI is trying to like having that people pleasing mentality, right? Designers usually focus on humans screens, flows, feedback. But now agents in the sense AI agents has started doing these things like booking meetings, writing emails, summarizing your content itself, right? So these agents interact with your product as well. When you look into Notion or the Gemini itself, which apparently oversees the entire Google, whatever you have connected with, right? um, these agents also interact with your product, right? But just in a different way, right? Yeah. So this is what we are going to talk about, AX. With like, if you were paying attention with a little bit I have said, AX is essentially agent experience, right? While there is this user and there is the product, right? In the agent related products, that could be the Gemini or the Notion, which has agent related functionalities, agent acts as a middleman there, right? So agent means AX means designing so that your agents can read your system, make smart decisions, and help users without messing up. Just like we make interfaces friendly for people, we now have we now have to make systems readable for AI, right? So what does this new UX look like? So before, like, go on to this, is there anything called as old UX or new UX? No, right? So basically, essentially, AX is not a new discipline in itself. It's part of UX only, but it enhances the experience of both the product and the end user itself. So we are not chucking the end user away when we are talking about AX, right? We are talking all these things are part of the user experience that we are talking about. In traditional terms, when we talk about UX, it's for users, we are talking about visuals and flows. We are talking about usability. I'm sure we might have come across this term called DX, right? Where developer experience, where it's for developers, where we try to design for API, like we simplify the APIs and docs, and so that these things can be built fast. And essentially, AX is for those agents that we are going to work, like who is going to work on the user's behalf on the system itself, right? So they primarily focus on structured logic and metadata, right? And understand and act well, right? So the visual is not exactly the endpoint. It's what will make the agent work more efficiently, probably like with whatever metadata that we provide, it's able to get more decisions more easier, right? uh, yeah. So this is one example. I'm sure this is not something that has been released here yet. Spotify AI DJ is basically it curates music according to your listening habits. It might sound like a playlist creation, like we have that smart shuffle when we are playing the music, right? But it's basically giving music according to what like the what the habit of the user is. Probably the day of like the day of time, it will recognize. If it's evening, then probably more soothing music it will recommend. So this is what AI DJ does. So the Spotify AI DJ does, right? So what has set this in place, what has made this happen, right? It's basically rich behavioral data. It's taking in data in a real time, right? It could be skips, right? For example, if let's say if I like a song and then some other songs come and I quickly skip it, that song and its genre might not be for me. That's what the AI might see, right? And structured genre and mood tagging. So each songs have been tagged according to their genre or their whatever mood they're in. So in that sense, there is a lot of structure that is happening with the metadata with the songs as well, right? And with this you can also interact with it, right? You can say you can converse with it. Says even let's say if, like in all the talks that we have mentioned, AI is not perfect, right? It does not, it cannot give 100% of that output. So you can provide feedback by conversation, right? That is there. Context aware logic that mimics a human DJ. So this also talks back to us, right? Probably not as the wedding DJs that we are accustomed to, but bit more sophisticated DJs. Great. So the principle of AX design, right? It's very human centric. Again, like I mentioned, we are not checking the users out of this entire flow. It's very much pertain to human, right? AX starts with the human. Agents are just the medium, right? Agent accessibility. Again, what all access does the agent have? It could be well documented APIs. It could be, what is this metadata? Let's say in the case of an Excel, right, or a CSV file, what is the metadata that we are that the system is recognizing? That accessibility needs to be there to the agent, right? Contextual alignment. No agent is useful without the right context. Coming back to the question one of us had, right? It's basically, if we are able to give the background with a background image, the surface image, surface color, then probably it could say that red might not be the right color for you, right? So that kind of context needs to be set, right? Interactivity patterns, sensitive flows like safe and repeatable patterns, like probably payments, right? All these things needs to be fixed and very much ingrained into the data that the agent will receive, right? Yeah, differentiated agent interaction. It should know when it's a user. The system should know when it should be a user and when it's an agent, right? uh, Moving on, as as we are evolving, right? As with the new wings of designs are coming up. I'm sure a lot of us might have seen a Puneet Chawla video that says new design jobs, right? It has AX as well. It has VUI design, where it's voice user interface design. In all these things, a role of the designer is also evolving accordingly, right? So from the traditional UX designers or UI designers, we are going into intent architect, right? Who the intent architect is basically where we are mentioning and we are making solidifying the intent of that agent when it's when it's performing a particular function, right? It could be summarizing a particular a blog, right? So in that case, the agent should be able to see what all metadata is there. That is the heading, text, sub points, and all these things are there, and how it is able to recognize that and able to give us an output as well, right? So instead of we are going from screen thinkers to system thinkers, right? um, where like the nuance of the product or the system itself we are exploring here, right? It's not just, okay, we have four screens, we'll create four screens, but it's what those four screens will have, how will the agent interact with those four screens. That is what as and when we move forward with AI, that is like we're already like we are all scared as to how the AI is coming, how fast AI is coming, if we are able to catch up or not, right? So we design these systems, we understand, and we make sure that the agents that are in the systems, they are able to recognize and recognize the data that are there. Any I'm sure, I'm hoping I'm not going too fast. All cool? Great. Perfect. Um, so I have given you a very brief understanding of what AX design is. And also this is a very designer specific session that I'm giving. Obviously there are a lot of layers into it when it comes to APIs and when it comes to the development experience as well, how they are also being integrated. And like all of the talks that we have seen, AI and like, the developers and like while the design system thinking design system session was happening, we understood that, and it's not it's common knowledge that developers and designers work hand in hand, right? So that way, how is the DX experience happening? All these things we are able to uh, substantiate, right? So right now I just gave you a very brief. Obviously this is a very new field and a lot of data is there when it comes to how developers will use it, right? Right now what we'll do is I'm hoping you guys are a little bit ready for an activity. Please don't say no. Yeah, it's very simple activity. We'll basically brainstorm, right, as to how an agent would think. We'll take one small feature, right, and then we'll try to dissect it. We'll try to understand the agent's behavior, right, so that we are also able to, like, at least in a small way, we are also able to understand the agent behavior. Sounds cool? Perfect. One second. Yo, thank you. I would ask you to take your phones and just scan this, right? And this is basically, we have created this so that you don't have to speak out. If you're too shy, you can just type it out. Well, we already have 73 people. Anyone left? Okay. Take your time. All set? Anyone left? Perfect. Yeah. So we are going to, reverse engineer an already existing feature, right? That Notion has, that all the documents, that all everything that you put, right? We'll just, reverse engineer and understand how this particular agent would function, right? So I'm sure you guys have gotten a set, like a text field where you can write, right? Where should the agent act? Like what is that point where the agent should, start summarizing your document? What is that point, right? Right now we are just defining the agent behavior. What could be that point where it could be? I'll give an example. It could be after the document has probably 300 words, post 300 words. It's a very, very fairly simple and very weird, probably like thing, but I'm sure. Okay, after 100. Okay, someone directly. Nice. Okay, one of the first option is very, like, something that is there. The first option itself, right? When it is like. We don't need to have a trigger, probably have an option itself that summarize this part, at least what I have written. When someone clicks summarize button, yeah, when you ask the agent to do so, right. Most of us have that. Should act before the product lifecycle. You. And when I wanted to, oh, of course, nice. I like the sassy replies a lot. That's nice. Cool. Anyone else that has left to or don't want to? Please, you can. I see some raised hands. Of course, please. Once you start typing, that itself can be a trigger. Of course. Right, sure. So also, just FYI, I forgot to mention, whatever we decide right here, it's not necessarily what Notion might have done, right? It's something else. But I just want us to think as to how we could get there, right? How we as designers could bring this into our workflow when we are designing certain agent related features. Cool. What rule finds the right time? I'm sure a lot of people have already answered that in the previous thing, but I'm sure I could. Now, oh, thank you. I'm getting all these sassy replies. I'll leave, guys. I'll leave. In some time, just bear with me a little bit more. When the user closes. Yeah. It's okay if you don't have answers. Okay. Yeah. I'm not a strict teacher who expects you to have 10 on 10. And FYI again, I'm also learning this. It's not that I have, chartified the entire AX flow. Sorry? Wow, 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 wow. We already have scary tactics also in place. Great. You. Oh, just a second, guys. Participant, you. Oh. How does it surface its action to the user? What is that visual cue that the user could get? It could be with a text that says, here it is. Simple stuff like that. Perfect, I think. So are we, is it just us, are we able to understand somewhere how the agent is reacting to whatever we have put? Yes, no, maybe, yeah? You could say no to. What metadata does the agent show to justify its action? Now we are in much more development kind of a territory. Not developer actually, like what is the metadata that it shows? What would it show? What would the agent actually show? We have 30 questions. Sir. Sorry? Yeah, like no. So what is the data that it will show? Let's say if you click on summarize, what would it show? Like how would it show that it's by the agent and not something that you might think, oh, did I type this out? How would it be different? It's fairly simple. Like we don't have to go into very detailed thinking. It could be a block that says created by that can also be there. So that you will be able to give a feedback also, no? If it's right or not. If like there needs to be a visual cue as well. Cool. How does the user correct or confirm the agent's behavior? I'm sure we have seen this in ChatGPT probably. Just tell it, lie detector. I think experience required response. No, what I'm thank you next. Something similar. Something that I felt was basically you've seen ChatGPT responses, right? In the bottom there is a thumbs up, thumbs down, regenerate. Something like that I was thinking, like not there. No, but there needs to be that option, right? Yeah. Absolutely. We will trust the AI blindly. Like right. That is true. Sorry? closing. Can you please elaborate? I might not have gotten it. Okay, okay. But this is more, let's say if the AI has done it, how would you give the feedback then? Like, what you said is absolutely correct, right? Even in ChatGPT also, we have that stop button to stop generating also. That is there, absolutely. Cool. I think with this, right? With this, I'm sure that we are not like fully understanding the AX design, right? As to one sec. Yeah. So AX, like what in this activity, what like I would like to put out the question to you. What was the purpose? What insight did you gain from the activity? So that it's for me only, so that I could get feedback. Absolutely. Again, well done. Anything else? Or is there anything else? Oh, thank you. Are you woken up? I think with this, I didn't mean to, give you the full gist or full understanding of AX. It's not possible in 20 minutes. Even if I try to cram the entire AX, you would just snooze, right? So what I've done is basically I've given the resources, right, of all the places that I have checked, right, all the references that I have gone through. There is a lot of data there, right? Lot of understanding there, right? You could go through it. There is a lot of 3 to 4 links over here, right, where you could go. Salesforce has done a research on it, right? So you could obviously take part in it and then understand this in a much more deeper sense, right? What I've given you is a very basic understanding, right, in a very designer specific language, right? Also in terms, if I had gone to the developers side, I would have confused you and myself. So I just wanted to keep this a very design specific, where we are brainstorming on how the agents would work, right? But if you want to learn more, obviously the resources there. So I think this is Robin. And AI is not the death of civilization like we all think it is. It's just the birth of critical thinking. So thank you all for tolerating me. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Robin. Folks, do you have any questions? We can take 2 questions.
Oh, hope not. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah.
Any questions?
And I'm sure the question is not just to me, like it's open to you also. So that, yeah.
Okay. If we don't have any questions, let's end this talk. Thank you so much, Robin.
Thank you for not asking any questions.
It was a solid stuff. I think the hype was all worth it. Let's hear it for Robin, please. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around till the end of the session. Now, I would like to give a huge shout out to everyone who have participated, to all the speakers, to the organizers, and people who have joined us online as well. And also a quick shout out to the people who have traveled from Chennai. Can you all wave your hands?
Amazing, guys. Amazing.
That's great. And also there's someone who traveled from Coimbatore, Gujarat.
Gujarat. Wow. Amazing.
That's amazing. It was such an energetic audience, and it was so nice to see the house full today. Thank you so much, everyone, for making it a great event. And also. I would like to tell you about a few things here. We will have a photo shoot, so we will take a group photo shoot. Please stay back, and we also have some snacks out there for you. Please help yourselves. And also there was one other announcement. We are also looking for some talented designers. If you really liked our design team, our culture, our company, please do check out our website and apply for the role. All right. Okay, can we do the photo shoot?
Yeah, yeah. So photo shoot will be having outside,
Okay.
and outside we'll do photo shoot. Then post that